This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Triple M Polling Truck Series here for round 2 of the playoffs here at the Tricky Triangle. It's Pocono. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Peyton Hill, and you're here watching Racecraft TV. Peyton, round 2 of the playoffs, and round 1 was pretty interesting over at Chicagoland. As we're here in round 2, what are you really looking forward to in this race? It's a tricky triangle, so a lot of different strategies going into this race.
Yeah, crazy different strategies. Very open and wide when it comes down to that front straightaway. So not only are you going to see tire wear like I talk about every week and maybe some aero, but the biggest thing is the difference in turns as you go through the track. Each turn is different. You got to really know how to adapt to these turns as the race goes on.
You certainly do have, and well, Pocono, everyone knows, they explain it to us like it's babies, but for those who's never seen Pocono, let's go on board of Robert Richards as he take us through a lap of the Tricky Triangle.
The trick here I've noticed is these long straightaways. Because of these long straightaways, you almost have like a road racing approach with you want to get as much speed out of the corner as you possibly can, and to do that with every corner could get very difficult, and you have to put a lot of motion into that wheel. Oh, sideways.
Good save. Up.
Good save by Robert.
Well, that's all. The track temperature is 101 degrees, so you totally expect that, but that is his first lap, essentially down the gutter. As he's coming around turn 2. Let's look at Jesse Siraj as they come around turn 1, and we try to finish this lap around Pocono. Back to you, Peyton.
Yeah, coming off this corner once again, he seemed to pull off really good, getting as close to that wall as you can. This second corner right here is super tricky because of how much speed you can carry, but it can get real tight or loose depending on how you enter the corner and get back on the gas. But he seemed to pull it off really good. Jesse's keeping that car on all 4 wheels locked up. Yeah, they're coming around turn 3. Just a little bit hard on the gas, making it as much speed down the straightaway as you can.
That puts Jesse up into 5th place. Current provisional poll is held by Bradley Wilson, who's currently leading the playoff points right now. Tyler Dittmer coming around turn 2 right now, getting a little bit wide. Almost scraping the wall right there, but turn 2, as I've been seeing in multiple ARCA races, has been a really troublesome point because in the IndyCar, where I'm formal with, you get as flat around this entire track because IndyCars are goats. But in the trucks, it's very tricky. You got to modulate the throttle and, well, respect the rear end, as some might say.
Yeah, even the Cup cars can almost take turn 2 flat out on fresh tires, but it does start getting a little tricky in these trucks because the handling in these trucks compared to an Indy cars it's just terrible.
Yeah, I can see the back end's just sliding out, kicking out wide for Stephen Thomas. And just look at the top 5. 4/10 separates these drivers, where in usual situations, the entire top 5 would be within a 1/10 of each other. Just shows you on how skill-based this track is, and it's going to be bringing a lot of these drivers' best cases and best foot forward out there on top of their drafting potential and pack racing potential, as well as new fastest lap for Dan Gallant, 55.54.
Yeah, see, if you took a look on that front straightaway, there's 5 lanes of traffic that could fit down that front straightaway. Are they going to use it all? Probably not.
You can probably
But
take that 6 wide. I've seen it happen in Pro
You could-
Mazdas.
you could take it 6, maybe even 7 if you want to use that little area by the wall, if necessary.
Getting it off track if you do that.
Oh dang, really? I didn't know that.
I believe so. I'm not sure. Somebody said you did, and I just never tried it out.
Oh, you should try it next time.
I should try it next time when I put my wheel back on my deck. Oh, Dan!
Ooh, very close there.
What a slide by Dan, but he kept it in there. All 4 wheels on the pavement. Goes across the line. Does he improve? Yes, he does by 1/100th of a second.
See how big that front straightaway and wide it could be.
And on board with Blake Lothian, who earlier today, him and I were racing Indy cars around Indianapolis. And, well, he's got to get used to this car as it shakes and wiggles just a little bit. Barely sitting in 7th. That does the number 59. Dewey jumps up into 2nd place.
Yeah, Blake Lothian really putting down an effort in this qualifying.
It's a new paint scheme.
It is a new paint scheme.
And the Overtop Designs car getting a good makeover for the 18 of Keith Bradley. 1 minute left in qualifying, so a late run, but Bradley puts in his first time, and that puts him up into 5th.
Yeah, track position is going to be huge here. This is very difficult to pass and almost risky to pass here with how far you have to drive it in deep and how loose these cars can get on the top side of the corner. Something that I'm definitely excited to see tonight.
Yeah, driver from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, is sporting a new paint scheme. A lot of what's that word? I know sheet metal and some metal and trucks have this pattern on it. I've never known the actual name for
Oh
the
no!
box.
I used to know it too.
All right, first one to Google it gets $5.
If my buddy was watching, he'd know. Come on, put it in the comments. Text me.
No. Right
No.
as Bradley gets there, the timer runs out and he does not get able to finish that qualifying lap. So Keith Bradley will be starting in 3rd place. But here is our qualifying order. Dan Gallant starting up on pole, followed by Blake Lothian. Bradley Wilson, Dustin Scruggs, Keith Bradley starting in 5th place, just barely missing out on his 2nd qualifying lap. Chris Cinnamon, Stephen Gregory, Tyler Dittmer, Dale Admonson, Stephen Thomas, Mike Admonson, and Taylor Peacock in 12th place, followed by Jesse Siraj, Raul Meza, Cody Knott, Tyler Daniels, Jeff Sickles, Jonathan Munda, Michael McKinnon, Dane Hagan, Ben Gunowski, Robert Richards, Zach Adams, and Brandon Bullock at the end of this 24-car grid. And no, it's not carbon fiber.
No.
Carbon fiber doesn't look like that. It's like this metal bumpy design. Like, I know it's for like grip. But I never knew the actual name of it. But as we look at the grid here, any driver
Diamond plate. It's called diamond plate. I found it.
Diamond plate.
Diamond plate.
All right, well, Keith Bradley in that diamond playing cars. Don't panic at the 51 disappears monitor issues. Oh, no. Oh, words from Bradley Wilson saying that his monitor is having issues.
Bradley Wilson is starting in the top 3.
Yeah, he's currently not on the grid right now, and he just typed that
Okay.
message. I think we might be on his phone as he's punching and slapping his monitor. Usually I find that working, but he does have 3 seconds to go. He just pops in right at the last moment. Oh, man, Bradley.
Very close calls there. It does look like the clouds are coming over, or have come over, so
Yeah,
the track temperature.
Let's get. It is partly cloudy. 101 degrees out there on track. 64% humidity, so it's a little bit of a haze going on out here. And the dew point is really low, 961 HPA, and the air temperature is 75 degrees. So, you know, we shouldn't be seeing trucks pull out of the draft that much to avoid
Overheat.
Avoid overheating. Thank you. But you know, if you do get a little bit of a tap in the front end, you're going to have to start managing that engine temperature. But we shouldn't be seeing that here today on this lovely May 15th at 4:10 p.m.
That's the time set for the race.
Yes, that's the 24-hour time set converted. You're welcome.
No problem.
Girl I dated recently only went by 24-hour time, so I had to learn it.
Dang.
She broke up with me, and I, you know,
skip.
So I don't need that anymore.
As they come down towards this last little straightaway before they go into turn 1 here. We have Dan Gallant leading this field with, I don't remember what his time was, but Blake Lothian.
55.53.
Wow, what a time.
I know. And Blake Lothian was about a 10th behind him with a 55.6. I almost had to do quick math right there. As the pace truck is pulling off right now. Let's get ready to go here at Pocono. It's a tricky 200.
This is going to be super tricky already. Looking 3 wide a little bit down towards
4
the
wide
back
at
there.
the back.
Trying to get Dan Gallant trying to get every bit of track use on the bottom there.
Now this is where we've seen things get a little bit weird. It was getting very loose as Wilson, he had a good dive in there, but too tight off the exit. And now here comes Lothian down the inside to pick that second place up as they head through tricky turn 2.
Oh, look at how tight those cars can get when you get behind in that dirty air. Wow.
Yeah, Gallant's pretty much lost out there. Just left them all behind. Now, turn 3, so tricky. You can feather the throttle through here, but don't get onto that curbs. That's the 91 just did. And almost touching. Oh, they did touch. Wilson's around. Wilson into the wall. Oh, he's stuck in the middle. Gets a little tap. Little tap right there, and that is the engine, and that's the race. That's the race done for Wilson, I believe.
That is an early finish.
Now, as soon as I said that, I said, do not get onto the curbs. And as he did get on there, and that gave him a wheel hop, upset the car, pushed him out wide, got into the back of Lothian, but he was getting away, and then the back end went around, might have hit the wall, and then Keith Bradley almost comes out clean right there into the pit wall. Hard impact, comes skating across the track. And that is not what you want to see. One lap into it, and then comes back across into the track, and just look at this pack of cars. Which one of these hit them? Was that the 48? It was the 48 who hit him.
Looked like a little bit of
It was Robert Richards. Let's ride on board of Robert Richards on this replay. You see the smoke off into the distance, and this is what you don't want to see. Going through that new smoke, and then...
very close call from getting involved with more cars.
Yeah,
the iRacing has updated their smoke.
it looks absolutely beautiful.
It makes it a lot harder to see, though, when you come out of a corner and there's a bunch of cars piled up. But as we see the...
Bradley Wilson, he is suffering from smoke and a missing of a deck lid. And he's actually coasting that car.
I do believe that he is the points leader heading into this race.
He won last week, right?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
I'm glad to be back this week, but I was gone and out of town.
It was 2 weeks ago. Oh, it was
yeah.
2 weeks ago. Who did I replace you with?
You didn't. You were by yourself.
I don't remember being by myself.
Yeah, because I messaged you, and you were like, are you by yourself this week? And you're like, yeah.
I don't remember. Now, Keith Bradley was the one, Keith Bradley, he does have a little bit of damage on that diamond-plated truck. Look at the front right. Right on the O is a little bit caked in.
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't see it being too much of an issue here, but this track makes for some hard racing.
You know, the best place to find the old racing results from last week, go to NASRAracing.com, and you can find out all the information for the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series on NASRA Racing. And Bradley Wilson is locked in for the finale, and he won at Chicago. Or I could have just asked the Shenandoah Sign YouTube channel, as they just posted that in the chat. So thank you, Shenandoah Shine. I don't drink Shine, but you know, if I did, I'd probably drink y'all. That came out wrong. So,
but Dan Gallant really showing. Yeah.
Commercial free for this caution, as you know, we were getting all into the groove and everything. Well, standing white flag is out. Lights are off on the pace truck in front of this packed crowd. And Robert Richards...
Something you don't see anymore.
Especially at Pocono. I want to take a look at Robert Richards. Yeah, his truck doesn't seem damaged at all.
I do believe that it could have been a little bit of prediction code.
Prediction code, just a little spark. But yeah, Bradley Wilson, unfortunately, not going to be finishing this race. So hopefully he can spend the rest of the 2 hours with us, or with us either repairing his monitor or just laughing at his fellow competitors, because he's already locked into the next playoff round. He doesn't need to worry. Just might need to get an extra roll of duct tape on that monitor table.
They are
duct tape that you trust.
I think it's Gorilla Tape. You ever seen that?
No, I never seen Gorilla Tape. I've heard of Gorilla Glue. Don't get me started on Flex Seal.
Not Flex Seal either. That's a lot of damage. I saw this boat in half.
We tore this engine apart.
They did so much for that.
Hey, Bradley, we found you a new sponsor to fix your engines.
And you might want to reach out to Flex Seal for your engine. They might. Hey, it says quick fix, so.
You know, I think they were using that in some of the Bristol races.
It might have been.
Yeah.
As we get ready to go down this front straightaway.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take this restart. Back to
Pace cars
green.
all the back to green flag, racing once again. Dan Gallant was. Oh, someone missed the shift in the what 5th place?
Gregory, it's Stephen Gregory falling down the field.
Ooh. That could have been super catastrophic for some of the drivers.
Racing into turn 1 as we're viewing this from the stands. Let's get back into the action as they fly past our cameras here on this restart. Oh, I got nostalgia from that.
I did too, right there. Blake Lothian already getting out, trying to get to the bumper of Dan Gallant. Just running in his tracks, making sure, being patient, and hopefully saving tires to make the pass later on in the race, and maybe even fuel save a little bit from being behind a car. But
It's a lot cleaner.
you want to do
A lot less chaotic than lap 1. So, Lothian is caught up to Gallant. What was the ooh about?
Dan Gallant's already trying to break draft, going down the straightaway a little bit. So that's the thing about these big, long straightaways is draft becomes a huge part. So you will see these drivers going maybe a little bit off the main racing line towards the wall to try to break that little bit of draft that the car behind them could get.
Yeah, but Lothian is all over him right now. Just sitting on that gearbox and well, giving the 89 a little bit of time to think about what he's going to do. But 80 laps here, 200 miles at Pocono. A lot of things are going to happen. And you can see the different lines that both these drivers are taking. Dan Gallant is taking a little bit later line as Blake is taking an earlier line into turn 3. And, you know, some of these drivers might be scrubbing off a little bit more speed, whichever way they are choosing. But Lothian, I say, has the advantage with this massive long straight that's only rivaled by, I would say, iRacing Super Speedway in length.
Yeah, iRacing Super Speedway's straightaway is insane.
Ooh,
But,
oh!
In the wall, contact with the wall. That's definitely going to help Dan Gallant out with that lead as they go side by side for 2nd place here.
Now Keith Bradley, a lot of speed off that exit, chops off the nose as Blake Lothian is probably shaking his head like that is not what I wanted, and that's how tricky the tricky triangle can be. You have to be, one thing, able to drive around here. Another thing, able to not hit the walls around here. Too much speed out of a corner, definitely going to hurt you. And you gotta run that thing up to the wall too.
Yeah, the closer you... Oh, there's some commotion on the radio. I'm not sure why, but a lot of cars single filed out. Maybe a few here or there trying to make a pass towards the middle of the pack.
Lothian's suffering.
Yeah.
He's just understeering.
Maybe tires got to him, or even that little bit of damage could affect your car. So,
well, let's see if it's affected his car. Let's hop into the cockpit and see how he's working that wheel. He's holding it pretty straight. Let's look at Dustin Scruggs. A lot less movement at Dustin Scruggs' wheel compared to Lothian.
Yeah, Lothian's definitely working that wheel a little bit more. Could have been a different in gear and steering ratio or anything, but
now look at Scruggs on the straight, perfectly smooth. Blake is like twitching the wheel. So something's going on with his truck.
Yeah, falling back a little bit. It's crazy what even tapping the wall, for especially as hard as he did. Super tight on exit, it looks. Don't know what to say about that one. But this is definitely something Dustin Scruggs has an opportunity to make a pass here.
So Dustin Scruggs running a very different paint scheme than what he usually does.
It is very interesting with a very tiny 11 on the side of the
$10
car.
It says $10 on the side.
Definitely worth it.
$10 if you want to sponsor him for next race. You know what, Dustin? I might take you up on that. You probably won't like what I want to put on your truck, though.
Yeah. Dustin Scruggs running a little bit higher of a line coming through the corner. Might be able to get a better run down the straightaway, especially when it comes to draft. But look at Dan Gallant's lead. Already have well over a second.
Jinx.
Dang. Dan
Look at
Gallant's
Dale. Dale Adamson also running that diamond plate design, the diamond cut design. Looking down the inside of Zach Adams in that 46 over the top designs car.
Now that Zach Adams, he's been a
all the over top design cars have it. Look at Adamson, he's looking down to the inside as well.
maybe a team.
Contact! Meza with the late turn in, and Mike Adamson does not go in when Raul was affecting, and Raul's got left hand damage. That's unusual. Oh my goodness, that could have been disastrous.
They are super close and compact. Going into turn 2, this might not end well. If someone makes a mistake, that could be a big pileup right there.
Oh, Robert Richards almost side swipes to 61. And here comes Michael McKinnon. Looking down that inside line on that Michelob Ultra 13 machine.
As we look, all these drivers trying to find something to get that little bit of effort. This track makes for some very tight, compact racing for as big as it is. Makes it for interesting type of racing as well. As the rubber gets laid down on the track, you might see that that top start to come in turn 1.
You're definitely getting a better run off the straight if you run that top line. But that only works in a few corners. Like turn 3, if you run that outside line, you're going to be getting a better run on the straight. But in the other corners, it's not working that much because that banking, it just scrubs off so much speed. As you see, 61 is just losing a lot of time. And he's been passed by 2 cars, Stephen Gregory, up in the draft.
Can he have something back for the 48 of Robert Richards? Does he try to fight back for this position and want to just sit right where he's at and not really worry about and save those tires for a little later time in the race?
And also for Blake Lathian and Justice Scruggs are Blake Lathian and Tyler Dittmer having a little bit of fight. Dittmer, you saw him kicking on the car just a little bit, had a little bit of twitch mid-corner off that exit. And 2 championship rivals battling with each other.
That is correct, but Blake Lothian now running that outside lane super close when it comes coming off the corner.
And also the number 3 of Cinnamon's in there as well. Like Chris Cinnamon is probably the weirdest one of all these because they both have damage. Both of the drivers in front of him. But Tyler Dittmer's damage is a lot less than Blake Lothian's.
Yeah, Lothian's is that wall damage, hitting with the nose first and just bouncing that rear end back into the wall. Does not help how the car handles, but
he's got that outside line going into turn 1 absolutely worked in now after, well, not having it worked in that opening lap. I just love that camera angle.
I love that camera angle as well. But very close battle here for these this 4th, 5th, and 6th group here.
That'll be Keith Bradley and the open sponsorship of Dustin Scruggs. Bradley's got a ooh. Looks like Scruggs wanted to get into it, but now he's side drafting Bradley down the straight. And he's going to be side by side with him heading into turn 1. And Pocono is like my favorite super speedway because you can literally outrace somebody here and you can just pull away from that draft. And that's what Gallant's done. 2.5 seconds in the lead. And that's what practice does to this track. It's rhythm, it's Gotta look into the rhythm, gotta look into the track, gotta listen to the truck, and you just pull away from the rest of the field. Which is something
That
you
is definitely-
rarely see now in NASCAR.
Yeah, you never see that because NASCAR definitely wants to see those close battles and all that, which I understand from a spectator standpoint, but coming from a driver's standpoint, this is definitely something that is enjoyable.
Yeah, coming from an endurance racer standpoint.
Come on, you can do it.
Standpoint. You know, I've been watching Extreme E. They were out in Saudi Arabia, so I was seeing a lot of sand out there.
All right.
Dirt racing, very enjoyable. Electric dirt racing,
Yeah.
extremely enjoyable.
And look at this battle here for 7th, 8th. Oh, oh. Ooh, that's went through Stephen Thomas there. Got a little close.
You gotta love those moments where all of our voices just stop and it's just grunts. And what the switchback by the 46 of Dale Adamson, who's not in the playoffs, unlike Taylor Peacock at the front of this group. Adamson looking on that outside line. Here comes Stephen Thomas down the inside. Drag race. Stephen Thomas does have that front damage. Peacock and Adamson, both of them in a tight little battle. Adamson's got the nose on Peacock heading into turn 1. Here comes Stephen Thomas.
Stephen Thomas drove it in super deep.
Well, Peacock's going even deeper. Way on the outside. Very tight exit. And here comes Zach Adams in that 71. Where does Zach come from?
Yeah, Zach Adams making it work right there. Getting up to this pack. Getting into the top 10 and now having a little bit of network issues, it looks like. But still making it stick on there.
Taylor's Peacock through that line is a little bit odd. He's not going to the apex. It's a late turn in as well. And he kind of chops the wheels and scrubs off a lot of speed coming out of that corner. So he might just be a little bit tight on that truck right now. And here comes Stephen Thomas. Right on that bumper.
Try to make something work.
He's sticking
Trying to
his
find the
nose in
right
there.
time to dive into the corner.
We've seen him do
Side
this
by
multiple times.
side once
Peacock
again.
way up the track. See Zach Adams not playing any games right there. Doesn't want to be racing Taylor Peacock. Just playing it very nicely and cautiously. But that's allowed Robert Richards to be right on the tail of Zach Adams. And you can see Adams taking an earlier turn than Taylor Peacock. But I think turn 2 is pretty much Taylor's Achilles heel right there. Because he's not maximizing the track unlike what Zach Adams and Robert Richards is doing. Enter lap 19 out of 80 as Blake Lothian is in a battle with Chris Cinnamon for top 5.
Top 5 position here in the playoffs. I don't know if Chris Cinnamon's in the playoffs or not. I'm not fully...
Yes. All the yellow numbers are drivers in the playoffs.
Right, okay, got it.
No, he's not going with the yeller spoiler, which was, quote, to help us out. Oh, big hit for the car behind. 46. Dale Adamson.
As they
pancaked the wall.
definitely scrambled to avoid something like that a little bit towards the back. There's a lot more. Holy cow, very...
Massive drop in speed, and Blake Lothian's in the pit lane. Blake's in the pit lane.
Could be coming in to get that little bit of an advantage going into the next stage.
Yeah, that was on purpose. I saw something from the IMSA Pro Challenge where we saw a driver just spin it into the pit lane and it had an Austin Powers moment, 3-point turning it, which was hilarious, I must say. But early pit stop right here on the green and white flag lap. Last lap of stage number 1. And Dan Gowan is off in the races and in a different county right there. Zach Adams racing underneath the 48 of Robert Richards, trying to maximize his playoff points.
Yeah, to get every playoff point that can count. Look at those. Oh. Wow. What a lead.
What a lead. What a first part of this race. Dan Gallant from Perflaw, the 36-year-old, taking stage number 1, followed by Dustin Scruggs, Keith Bradley, Tyler Dittmer, Chris Cinnamon, Stephen Thomas, Dale Adamson, Zach Adams, Robert Richards, and Mike Adamson completing that top 10. You're here watching Racecraft TV for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series Tricky 200 here at Pocono. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TVs. We're back here in Pocono under caution at the end of stage 1. Dan Gallant, stage winner, not in the lead.
Yeah, like I said in the right before the stage ended, Blake Lothian went down pit road early, giving up his points position for the stage. It gives himself the opportunity to lead here in this next stage.
Now, it looks like he did go for a little bit of repairs on his cars. He did spend a second in there, but I feel like it was just a matter of arguing with himself. Should I stay in here? Should I not? Got a little bit of repairs. I thought he was going to go in there and just try to get as much repairs as he can, because Pocono is such a big track. You go into the pits, line yourself up, get repaired, and then come back around and catch up to the rest of the field right as they're going into the pits. So he could have done that, but no, obviously we're up here in the eyes in the sky. We don't know on how much actual time is required to do all the damage on their car. Like Bradley Wilson's 22 minutes of repair, which he sent that message about 15 minutes ago. So, you know, we should be seeing him in stage 3.
Could be seeing him in stage 3 for sure,
Actually,
but let's see how much the lead can actually make a difference as we go into this next stage with Blake Lothian as our leader.
Also, shout out to the Good Samaritan who found my lost disc driver at the disc golf course from yesterday. Don't ask how I lost it. It was the worst shot I've ever done off a tee box. And I feel sorry for them because they probably had the same horrible shot as I did.
If they were way over there, probably.
Yeah. But you know, I commend them for that. I'll probably buy them a beer or something.
Let's see. Blake Lothian now leading. Let's see if he can get as big of a gap as Dan Gallant did. But Dan Gallant's been on fire. For him to be in second place here is just as strong as he was. So, let's see what we're looking forward to from here for stage 2.
Well, Blake has control of the field, unlike Dan Gallant. And he's going to bring it back to green. This is a great start for him. Already chops the nose of Dan, and they're going to form a little bit of a train and race this field into turn 1. Oh, I'm excited for this stage. We got one truck just way off in the distance, just minding his own business. They're just running their own race at this point. But as they race into turn 1, few trucks favor that outside line. Denying a track has been turned on, according to you, as they race past our camera.
Oh, Dan Gallant now looking to the inside of Blake Lothian coming into turn 2, getting to the side-by-side. Door-to-door, going into turn 2.
Both of them going out a little bit wide. Here comes Keith Bradley.
And Keith Bradley also not giving up. He wants to go for the lead here, diving to the inside of Blake Lothian.
Now, Lothian and Bradley, they both have front right damage, so it's going to be hurting them on their own when they're getting the full force of the air on their trucks. Now, I know these trucks aren't really aerodynamic in the first place, but, you know, a little bit of a chip here and there weakens the entire structural integrity of the car and aerodynamic package, to quote my favorite Canadian TV show, Letterkenny.
With Dan Gallant now in the lead. Look at Blake Lothian having a pretty decent run off the corner.
Yeah, probably want to know who else probably watches Letterkenny. Man driving that number 3 from Canada, Chris Cinnamon. And, oh, a little bit of shot to Dustin Scruggs.
Dustin Scruggs now having to take the turn 2 extra wide as Chris Cinnamon makes the pass, and Tyler Dittmer is now side-by-side with the 11 of Dustin Scruggs. Making that inside work, and as we see the 13 of Michael McKinnon now entering the picture.
Yeah, he's just behind Dittmer and Scruggs right now, watching these two, picking up that draft, and probably he's getting best of both worlds. He's not driving behind Dittmer. He's not driving behind Scruggs. He's driving in between them, getting up both the draft and that little bit of dirty air between them, and just putting that massive amount of air on his spoiler to give him some rear end grip. That's a smart thing to do, especially when you're relying on the back end so much here to keep those tires in play.
They're all back down to single file, and look at Dan Gallant already opening up a lead and some comfortable breathing room.
Yeah, Dan's got a massive lead as we look from the stands. You can see one side of the camera shot is Dan, the other side, the rest of the field.
It is a very large train of side-by-side racing here. Or not side-by-side racing here.
Nose to tail racing.
Yes, nose to tail.
This
We
ain't
get some
Daytona.
people side by some
Well,
side
you know,
by
in
side.
Daytona, they still do nose to tail racing now, so I shouldn't say
Yeah, pretty
that.
close. And Blake Lothian still holding on that second place pretty well as Chris Cinnamon almost came up and tapped the wall there.
Oh, Taylor Peacock's in the pit lane.
He hit a jump.
Oh, look at that front right. Absolutely trashed.
Yeah, maybe he got some pretty bad damage from tapping the wall. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I just pulls in.
Curious.
I think he might have sped into the pit lane. And that's who was, that was Taylor, who was very slow off the restart, just way off the field. He might have had that hit under yellow as Bradley's getting a big push from Dittmer down low. And Bradley up into second place. Lothian and Scruggs going up wide. And here comes Cinnamon down low.
Yeah, Cinnamon's now pushing his way up into the top 3 as Tyler Dittmer wants that top 5 position down low here going into turn 2 on Dustin Scruggs. Might be able to get Lothian coming into here as well. Not quite Lothian, but he makes the move on Dustin Scruggs.
Oof, this is crazy.
Lost a lot of time coming out of the corner of getting a little bit loose, but getting that Lizard Works 4 car up into the, looking into the top 5 is already paying off here.
Tyler Dittmer sitting in 6th place, looking forward to that 5th place on Dustin Scruggs ahead of him. But it's got to do with 2 of the biggest movers right behind him who are trying to make a move on each other. That is McKinnon looking down, getting licked on by Robert Richards heading into turn 1. Richards looks down on the inside, not going to have anything to deal with that right there. But you get to see the track starting to darken some more. That turn 1 is so rubbered in. You might see some drivers
really slick on the bottom there, not a lot of grip, and possibly even tight as tires run down. However, look at Dustin Scruggs now looking on Blake Lothian.
I love this roof camera. We're about to enter halfway into stage number 2.
Yeah, halfway into stage number 2. That means you want to get as many positions as you can entering these stages.
And here comes Scruggs into that clear air. Punching a hole into it, helped by a little bit of a slide draft. Scruggs looking down to the inside and up into 4th place.
And now Tyler Dittmer is now looking on to an opportunity to capitalize on that side-by-side racing, but a little too far back for his liking to make a pass right there. Will Blake Lothian have... Ooh.
Up ahead, these two are having a little bit of scrap, so that might help them in the long run with up to 9 laps to go in the stage. Dittmer gets a little bit wide out of turn 2. And I gotta tell you, I've done that mistake so many times coming out of turn 2. You just feel like the truck's just gonna hit that wall and you just close your eyes and just scream.
Yeah, because some of these, even at Pocono, the more you're on the gas, the more easier it is to turn a lot of the time. So, but when you're on the gas and you know you might hit the wall and you know you have to lift, it's too late at that point to even do anything.
We're on board. Tyler Dittmer side by side with Blake Lothian. Getting a better run. Lothian up near the wall. Almost giving a little bit of kiss as they race. Oh. Woo-hoo. Oh, Blake not giving Tyler a lot of room right there.
Yeah, side by side here for 5th, I believe. Tyler Dittmer is going to get his nose in there for turn 2, which is a really good spot to possibly make a pass.
Oh, and he's made it.
He does. Clears the 59 of Blake Lothian. Now, putting his eyes forward on the 11 of Dustin Scruggs. McKinnon getting a little bit out of shape coming out of turn 3 there, giving Robert Richards the opportunity to look down low here going into turn 1.
Blake had a little bit of luck, but here, look at Robert Richards and McKinnon. I know I just probably ignored what you were just saying about there, but man, Robert Richards in that Petronas car I was looking at something else on the guy who was giving me a little bit info on a lost disc.
Bradley
Whoa.
Wilson has now left pits.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's got the Flex Seal on the car and everything.
Got his engine repaired here for stage 2, but sadly I don't know if he's going to be able to make up very many positions. But it's good to see him still out there as he's finishing up this race. The interval for Dan Gallant and his lead is starting to get super close to 2 seconds.
I'm pretty sure he will like this on his driver profile. NASRA Flex Seal Associate.
Yeah, there we go.
I had to get that joke out there.
2
2 seconds in the lead. Dan, what are you doing? What'd you put in your car?
We might have to really tech inspect his car at the end of the race. Give him a weight. Side by side here for 10th. Nope.
12th. There's a 1 in front of it. You're very close. But Rob Meza, who I would say who has the only car-to-car contact on the truck, almost gets contact with the wall right there. Look at the 17 diving all the way around. That's Brandon Bullock. Here comes Zach Adams off the line.
Yeah, Zach Adams now looking low of Raul Meza. Raul Meza's, I do believe...
Left side damage.
Yeah, left side damage. There we go.
Yeah, we saw him make contact with Blake.
Oh,
And,
that's
oh
rough.
my goodness, Brandon Bullock.
Super close to the wall. Very close call there. As we see, using that draft to the ability. The problem with these trucks, though, is when you're in the draft, you can't see a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Whether that's your braking zone or... And that goes for a lot of racing.
Oh my goodness, Cinnamon and Bradley, the fight for second place. Yeah, it's like driving behind an 18-wheeler on the highway. You just get a little bit squeamish behind them. 5 laps to go.
Trying to go for these stage points. Keith Bradley might be missing out on some...
Ooh, Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Big mistake on the bottom line. Do you see his truck, like, twitch right there?
It got a little out of shape there, that's for sure.
Let's take a look at this again. Watch Chris Cinnamon's truck on the bottom. This hits a bump, like, right here, and...
Oh.
Oh.
Tried to get out of the gas there so that he didn't get involved with the wreck.
Very heads-up thing about Cinnamon. He just lost 1 spot, so it's not the end of the world, but I think that bottom line is getting a little bit too risky for everybody.
Yeah, it's getting very sketchy on that bottom line. Trying to make it work is just going to be super difficult. Losing a spot to Dustin Scruggs. Chris Cinnamon had an opportunity to push himself into second, but now he's sitting behind Dustin Scruggs, who now has the opportunity to try to make that pass.
Yeah, there is a bump down there. You see Dustin Scruggs' truck hitting it just a little bit. It's not upsetting his truck as much as it did Cinnamon, so I'm guessing Cinnamon was just yanking that wheel to try and make that thing turn. A guy yanked my wheel off my desk today. That was fun. Oh, Bradley spanked the wall.
Will Bradley get back on top? No, he's going to lose the opportunity to hold that second spot. That's Dustin Scruggs now in P2.
And Bradley's got a nice mark on that truck, and he's going to be hurting on the straight.
No.
Here comes Cinnamon.
Cinnamon with Dittmer behind. Cinnamon helping on the bottom, making Bradley lose 3 positions based off of this, based off hitting the wall.
It was more than a wall tap, it's more of a wall slap, I gotta say.
He's definitely trying to take down the fence there in 2.
I've seen the fence takedown. Those are usually Indy cars, and well, who used to race number 9 in NASCAR? What's his name? Casey Kane.
Oh yeah.
IndyCar doesn't race here anymore. That's right. ever since, well, last race they had. They almost had a
I am
repeat
not
of the year
sure.
before.
I'm not 100% sure.
2018. What was it, 2019? 2018 and 2019 are like the last years IndyCar raced here, and had that in. I think it was 2018. 2018 and 2019, they both had nasty incidents. We're getting a little bit wide. Both these drivers getting wide. Scruggs tight off the exit. They might still have a chance for second place. Neither of these drivers have a chance for the lead unless Dan Gallant hits the wall, pulls over, takes a drink, and it's a little rest stop over the pit stop because he's 3.7 seconds in the lead as these three drivers are within 1/10 of each other.
Yeah, however, we've seen multiple times that just because you've led the whole race doesn't mean something can't happen to you.
Indeed. Green and white flag in the air as we enter lap 40, halfway through this race. 1 lap to go in stage number 2.
Raul Meza entered the pit lane.
Trying to do what, might try to do what Lothian did. He does have damage, though, so might be trying to repair that damage. Look at Cinnamon. He's got a great run coming out of turn 1. He's looking down the inside.
The opportunity to go down low here is going to be insane. Going into turn 2, look at Tyler Dittmer might actually...
He's bump drafting Scruggs. And
oh, Tyler
Cinnamon
Dittmer's looking to the bottom here.
Cinnamon got out wide. Here comes the number 4. Dittmer looking down low. Dittmer looking for second. Cinnamon trying to hold it around the outside. We're going to have a drag race. Dittmer trying to hold that bottom line. That top line is going to get a little bit of an advantage coming out of that corner. Getting a little bit of help from Dustin Scruggs. It's going to be a drag race. Cinnamon's going to take second place, followed by Scruggs and
All right, man. Caution is out.
and
Caution is
Dittmer
out.
in fourth. But Dan
Oh,
Gallant.
contact back there.
Oh.
Yeah, right about there. Go back a little bit. There you go.
Oh, Lothian and Bradley making contact over the line.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh, extracurricular activity between these two drivers. And Michael McKinnon got the best shot of that. You can see that right.
Oof. That was a big hit.
Yeah. Big hit between these two.
Raul Mace is still in the pits.
And then this. Bam! Did Keith Bradley just... Was that on purpose?
I have no idea. I personally am not going to be the one to make those calls.
You know, let's ride on board. Oh, he did turn in.
Oh, it definitely looked like he turned in there.
Now, it's probably because he got a little tap like that, and he didn't like that, so he just went... Boink.
Keith Bradley definitely expressing his frustration on that tab coming to the end of stage 2, but...
Well, we'll let the admins deal with that questionable hit. Halfway through this race, Dan Gallant, 2 stage wins out of 2 for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Round 2 of the playoffs here at the Tricky Triangle. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after these messages. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have two options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV as tempers are flying between a few drivers after well, Keith Bradley and Blake Loppian not making friends with each other, and well, when you make contact on the straight, I understand the frustration that Keith Bradley had. What about you?
Yeah, I do understand the frustration of getting hit down the front straightaway. Now, does that insinuate a hard left turn right after it?
He's
I'm
wrecked
not
his
completely
car.
sure. But it's how you react, and different people react in different ways. So as we look towards the front, look at Chris Cinnamon in second place, right with Dan Gallant. Somewhere we haven't seen Chris Cinnamon yet. Maybe he can be the one to chase down the very dominant Dan Gallant.
Well, he's got 35 laps to prove it. One green flag pit stop. He could out-strategize Dan right here, but Dan's got the pace. Every run he's got, he's just pulled away from everybody. But the reason why is because second and third, they started fighting immediately behind Dan, and that's just pulled a gap. Are we going to see a different change of strategy here from Chris Cinnamon on this restart?
To be honest, it might be your only option to have a different strategy here. Oh, no.
Just right behind Blake.
Curious to see as these tempers fly as this race
We'll be following
continues.
that story throughout the race.
Yes, for sure. As the pace truck goes off,
Green, green, green.
green flag is back in the air here at Pocono for the Tricky 200. The rest of the Tricky 200 in all hopes.
Well, Tricky 100 left now, as we're halfway through the race.
The lead.
And straight into the lead as we look back at the rest of the field, entering turn one.
As we look, Dan Gallant already making up a lot of time.
Oh, we got a truck in the wall, hard hit!
What? Oh, man, no yellow.
Stephen Gregory, how is that not a yellow?
He just stayed straight. I don't know if he had any help with that. I think he just got a little loose.
He's hit that bump on the inside.
Yeah.
Bam!
Ooh. That is a early finish to the race there for him when it comes to a top 10 finish.
You look back.
Oh, look at
Cody Knott coming back on the track. He hits Lothian, and Keith Bradley. Caution is out.
Oh my gosh. As I hear on the radio in big quotes of Cody Knott, I tried to save it, but it turns out I did not. That is exactly what he said in
Blake Lothian is out. Lothian completely got dismembered right there. Not overcorrection, slammed into Lothian. And Keith Bradley is probably going to be smiling and laughing a little bit over there.
I don't know. Keith Bradley got involved a little bit. He did get some contact there.
Yeah, Bradley and Lothian both had contact, but Blake probably got the worst of it. Karma works in mysterious ways, I would say. But riding on board, bam, out of nowhere. Well,
a
Jonathan Munda escaped that. So
by a very close call.
yeah, let's ride on board of Munda.
Woo! Oh, that's scary. I have no words to express what just happened right now.
I do. It starts with an A, ends in H. Ah! Oh my goodness, Cody not. Well, let's roll on board to Cody and just see on his wheel work right here. Really nothing he can do.
Oh,
Oh, he did hit Munda right there.
get a little bit of contact there. Is this coming out of the corner here?
Into turn 3. Watch that wheel. You can already hear the back tires going. He's trying to overcorrect it. Gets a good stretch. Comes back. Oh, no.
Yeah, big hit with Keith.
And then it hits Munda at the end. And oof. Blake Lavian, probably not the most happy person on track right now. Cody not most apologetic person. Stephen Gregory's in the pits. He's probably the most thankful out of all of that. After his restart into the pit lane. Blake. There's Blake.
There's Blake.
Yeah, he's had a tough day.
Indeed.
Keith Bradley probably smiling a little bit.
I don't know, because he did get a big hit off of that. I don't think I would be smiling. I think I'd be even more angry. Look at
Oh, yeah, he did get a little bit of a tap
all
right
in
there.
the flood. That's even more engine damage for the 18.
He is going into the pit lane. Steven Thomas is not going into the pits. We got a few drivers heading into pits. Chris Cinnamon's in the pit lane.
Might be able to get some tire wear off of this.
It was 1 lap. So it's just
Hey.
fuel and go. Oh, he's overshot the pits.
Might not affect him as much as he was
He
not
lost
one
a
of
spot. He lost a spot to Zach
damn.
Adams.
That could affect him a lot.
Yeah, Zach, he loves to race. Now that is interesting. Now, it's only a 1 lap advantage. I believe it was just splash and go fuel. It was just splash and go. 6 seconds, 5 seconds on the tires on the pit stop. So you know they're just filling up the fuel tank, saying get out there, go, and don't kill anyone out there. So you know he might be saving up fuel for a little bit longer run, and just want to be out there trying to outdrive for 1 extra lap.
Hey, 1 lap of tires might make a little bit of a difference, but
No, he didn't. It was no tires. It was just fuel.
Kind of curious if that fuel is gonna make a difference, though.
Yeah. I don't think it will make much of a difference, but, you know, if it comes down to if we have another caution here and there, we might be seeing some drivers try to stretch out that fuel load, but, you know, I know these guys, the fuel calculations are like 25 laps. So that will give him another 1 lap, so he might just be making sure that he can make it to the end, because we've seen the truck guys in Chicago just struggle with trying to figure out when they need to pit.
Right.
Which is always awesome to see. So Cinnamon and Richards back into the pit now. Did they get a penalty?
I don't know.
Richards
Could be a
misses
penalty.
pit.
Could be just trying to get more fuel out of his car. Maybe damage.
Yeah, it's another splash and go.
I don't know what that was.
It's a splash and go.
That
I
looks
have
less
reports
than-
that Keith Bradley has crashed. Oh no!
Oh no, that's. Oh no. Keith Bradley blew his motor down the straightaway.
Oh, I think he was trying to clutch and coast.
Yeah, you heard it. He might have looked down a little too late. Just not enough.
Yep, there goes the rev count, and she gone. And I don't think Keith can believe that that's just happened. So we might. Are we going back to green this time by, or since that happened, are we going back another lap?
Yeah, we are going.
Yeah, we are going back to green.
Lights are off on the pace car here.
All right. Well, after that little interruption, Blake might be the one laughing right now.
I don't know if he'd be laughing at all still. He did get hit.
He did get hit, but his engine's not broken.
Oh, man. Dittmer now having an opportunity to go after Dan. Another runner-up. Who will get? Who has the best chance to get past Dan Gallant? I have no idea.
Oh, you see Blake Lobby in the background. Looking down low already on Jonathan Munda. His truck's badly beat up, especially on that right side, but we've seen him have some pace to work through this field. Another driver I really want to see work through this field, Chris Cinnamon. He's got some speed. But already, Dan Gallant, 7/10. And just look at this field in front of him.
Chris Cinnamon definitely sent it into that corner.
Man on a mission right here. Using that extra fuel to his advantage. Truck has a little bit more grip than everybody, a lot more weight than everybody else. Munda comes off the track. Almost into Cinnamon.
Very close call there for Cinnamon. Track position's huge. As I might add, we've known this since day one. Track position's super important, but when it comes to not getting it involved in a wreck, it's even more so.
Yeah, and he's doing that outside line here. That dynamic track will really get in the grip out there. Now watch the speed he's going to have on that straight. Just love that camera angle so much.
Favorite camera angle so far.
Favorite camera. Now Munda did get past Cinnamon, but Cinnamon using all the track right here. Watch him off this exit. It's kind of stalled out completely in that draft.
Ganoyski.
Ganoyski's going out wide into turn 3. This is where Munda had that incident, and Chris is probably just like, okay, now you make that corner?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this fight for second place. Michael McKinnon giving Tyler Dittmer some business.
And Brandon Bullock not too far behind to make a move if anything goes wrong. There to capitalize on any mistake that either of these two make.
Now McKinnon used all the track. Brandon Bullock having a bad line through there. Lost a lot of time, and look at who's right behind him. That all-white car open for sponsorship, Dustin Scruggs. $10. Just asking for $10.
$10.
And Keith has apologized in our chat for that incident. Quote, Cody not got me back for you.
Ha. Not very many side-by-side battles through the field. He's very single-filed out.
Everyone's using that draft, trying to just trying to save us enough fuel as possible. No one's really going for the battling. That's what's keeping Tyler Dittmer close to Dan Gallant, half a second behind, because Michael McKinnon and Tyler are not battling each other as much.
McKinnon might know that that's what he needs to do, so Dan Gallant is not going to be able to open up much of a lead, but there's definitely a lot of breathing room for Dan Gallant and a little bit room for mistake, which he has not made at all.
Definitely don't want any mistakes. We look back from his truck at Tyler Dittmer, who is using that draft. is just staying with him. He's got a little bit of damage right there. Michael McKinnon would be better, I would say, out in front. But, you know, anything can happen here at Pocono, and that little small bit of draft might be helping his fuel mileage just a bit. And Keith Bradley was saying he couldn't drive his truck like driving a hot nail through the snow, which seems impossible, but, you know, that's what's happened. So, unfortunately, Keith Bradley is out of this race due to damage. And I think that engine overheating braking might have been from that McKinnon. Very big oversteer, making me choke on my words. Thanks, Michael.
What? I'm just McKinnon definitely has some work to do once again, as Dustin Scruggs seems to have gotten by. Oh no, he has not. Sorry.
No, McKinnon massively wide, as I don't know what just happened with me in trying to speak, but it just failed.
Yeah, English has failed you today.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you take the next few laps as I go talk to myself in the mirror, just trying to figure out what the heck just happened.
Got it. McKinnon still running where he needs to be. Dan Gallant really far out front. Significant lead. Not as significant as he has been in these past two stages. Who knows? He could be holding back and saving some tires, but Tyler Dittmer just running right where he needs to be, right in the right stage. Hopefully prepping to get this green flag pit stop underway, but as we enter lap 56 here, time's rolling down, so these trucks are going to have to come down pit road at one point. Michael McKinnon, Dustin Scruggs, Brandon Bullock holding this top five with a little bit of a lead and breathing room with the rest of the field. But Zach Adams back here side by side with the 8 of Mike Adamson. And now the 23 of Stephen Thomas trying to make the pass on Mike Adamson right here. Down into turn 3, side by side, making it stick on the bottom there. Does Adamson have anything in return? It doesn't look like there's much to give. Back to single file racing here. There's a very small gap to Dan Gallant. It might seem that these lap times are super close with these top 3. And Dan Gallant might be losing time to Tyler Dittmer. Tyler Dittmer now getting almost to the bumper of Dan Gallant. Having an opportunity to go for this lead is huge, especially for what Dan Gallant's been putting on this whole race.
I can see in our bottom right-hand corner, that lap time history has been a steady flow, closer and closer. Dan Gallant losing time to Tyler Dittmer. 2 tenths behind him in the draft. 23 laps to go, and when we cross that 20 laps to go mark, are we going to see some drivers go for that undercut move?
I mean, if I was Tyler Dittmer, I might even want to try. I might try everything I can, being that close and having that opportunity.
Well, if I was Tyler, I would just stay with Dan Gallant as much as I can. I'm talking about somebody back in Robert Richards, Chris Simon, outside the top 10 territory. Just, you go when you know you have enough fuel to make it to the end. You don't spend a lot of time into the pits because you already have that fuel lined up, and you must go with a teammate or a buddy to draft off each other, use each other's strengths and weaknesses with each other, bounce off each other, and, well, not physically bounce off, but bounce each other off each other's air, and use each other to might get yourself up into some clean air and just make yourselves work as these guys have to go into the pit lane. Then again, these guys probably looking to go into the pits. Oh, Scruggs almost topped the wall there. These guys might be looking into the pits around 15 laps to go.
very big possibility to undercut. That is for sure. Or
When I say 15 laps to go, it'd be like, oh, it doesn't leave any time left in space. Pocono is a massive track.
right.
Our stages were 20 laps, and they usually last about 5 laps on a normal track. I would say about 2 to 3 laps. So I would say about lap 18 to 17 laps ago, we might be seeing cars, four-wheeled beasts going into the pit lanes. Automobiles. Yeah, I'm bad at English today.
I can hear that, but look at Dustin Scruggs now getting to the bumper of Tyler Dittmer. Dude, Dustin Scruggs is on fire with some of these lap times here. Really
That's bugged. That's
going off with, choosing to help instead of trying to make the pass. Goes a little wide when it comes to this. Side by side here.
Here comes McKinnon. And you can see these guys go 22 laps. Guaranteed 22 laps on the first stint of tires and fuel. And so they're within that window right now to go into the pits and then make it out. But how deep are we going to be seeing these trucks go? I'm saying 17 laps to go is the absolute peak. But Dan Gallant unable to break away this stint by, so he must be thinking of a way to make himself clear of Dittmer. And I gotta say, the way he's got to do that, pit early.
Yeah, pitting early is going to be a very big opportunity to make that happen, but Tyler Dittmer...
Get Dittmer into clear air. Dittmer has a little bit of damage, and Dittmer is not as consistent as Dan Gallant is. As you see, turn 2 is being a little bit Achilles heel for Tyler Dittmer. So with 20 laps to go, who's going to go in first?
I know, but the clock's running down when it comes to this fuel.
Oh, they're all staying out this time. I know. Oh, Brandon Bullock, first one to go in. He might be listening to the broadcast.
All right. To get any information you can, Brandon Bullock now, first one to be down pit road.
Now the Bullock Solutions 17, first one into the pits. So if something happens out here, he will get that track position. McKinnon forcing that inside line as Zach Adams goes by. McKinnon, I think that was his signal that he's going to go into the pits. There is a lap car in front of him. Scruggs and Dittmer side by side. Scruggs up into second place. Dittmer might be signaling that he might be going to the pit lane, but Zach Adams is right there on him. And Dan Gallant 3/10 up. He's got a lap 61 in front of him right now. Anyone else going into the pits? Yes, there is a slow car going into the pit lane. That is Stephen Thomas into the pits, as well as Blake Lothian.
Oh, someone got speeding. I don't remember who. One of those three, though.
Might have been Blake or Stephen Thomas. Stephen Thomas went in there like a thunderbolt. But on lap 18 laps to go, I keep saying on lap 18, Michael McKinnon's fallen away from this group, trying to save as much fuel as he can. Zach Adams and Tyler Dittmer struggling on these old tires. This might be something we might be looking forward to.
Who came out of the pits first? I do believe it was Brandon Bullock.
Yeah, Brandon Bullock, first one into the pits, first one out. He is down in 18th, hasn't made his way past Lothian or Hagen right now.
It was Stephen Thomas that had the speeding, but Brandon Bullock,
yeah,
I'm waiting for these...
He's past Lothian. Lothian just got out on track. Dale Adamson into the pits. And they stay out one more lap. 17 laps to go. This is the prediction where everyone else is going into the pit lane.
Trying to wait for these laps to come into play with Brandon Bullock, and they just got to complete a few laps for the cycle to come around. To
Bullock
see what the lap
is in 15th. Adamson is in the pits. Only one to go into the pits that round. And Bullock has Lothian with him right there. There's Blake and there's Brandon. They're going to start working off each other. This might work out the best for both of them. They're both on new tires. You can see them both being very tight. And I think Brandon is on purposely letting himself being caught.
Definitely a case that you want to have.
Ooh, I thought Adams was going in there. They're going to go for another lap.
Wow, but look at Dustin Scruggs now, making up some time on Dan Gallant. Dan Gallant cannot get that breakaway that he's had in these 2 earlier stages. Having that little speck in your mirror that wasn't necessarily there before can really mess with someone's head. And
oh, we got a car blown engine. Is that 46? It's Dale Adamson's blown his engine.
Oh no.
He can stop his truck right there and not get a yellow. But he's going to try to carry that thing into the pit lane. And speaking of the pit lane, I think we might be seeing our leaders go into the pits right now.
I think
I am not a
you should not listen to Austin Knight when it comes to pitting.
Don't listen to me when it comes to NASCAR pitting and endurance racing. I kind of know what I'm doing.
All right, here we are. Look at Brandon Bullock and Blake Logan's time, running 56.4 lap times. Will it be enough to make up that crazy time interval?
You
I'm
know,
not sure.
They did lose a little. Gallant did lose.
All right,
Oh,
man,
caution's
Yellow's
out.
out.
Adamson brings out the caution. No way. No. To stop
it
the
that?
truck. That's brought out. That's the caution. Yeah, that brought out the caution. Jonathan Munda went into the pits right as the caution came out. So, caution is out late into the race. And, well, Dan Gallant's got his, I would say Dan Gallant has got his debris caution. But you know who's benefited the most from this?
Who?
Brandon Bullock. Brandon Bullock, Blake Lothian, Dane Hagen, and Stephen Thomas, the ones who gambled and went early, they're going to have tracks, and they're going to stay out, and they are going to have the lead on this restart.
However, they're going to have lower tires or more tire wear on their tires when it comes down to it. With how many laps to go?
When we go, it might be 10 laps to go when we go back to green.
I don't know. It's going to be pretty close, but
It's
Brandon Bullock,
it's a gamble for a reason, but, you know, that yellow came out, and they're definitely gambled it. Jonathan Munda is not going to get his lap back. Stephen Thomas is the lucky dog.
What?
I gotta say, it's gonna be very, very interesting to see this race. But Brandon Bullock probably breathing a sigh of relief, and he's gonna shoot up to the top of the tables as everyone is heading into pit lane. Oh, one person staying out. Is that is the lap guard. Blake Lothian is staying out as well. So we're seeing our drivers who went in early go into the pits. Well, stay out of the pits. And now we're seeing our drivers who are in the pits have a race out of pit road. And this is where Dan can lose his lead. Air quotes, because he already lost the lead. And his pit crew is absolutely getting paid overtime. Winner for second place, Dustin Scruggs, followed by Dane Hagen. Yeah, Dane Hagen went in early. Mike Adamson had a great out of his pit road. He's up into sixth place now. And Dan Gallant going to be restarting in fourth place. So in that second row, can Dane Hagen, Blake Lothian, and Brandon Bullock pull out the biggest upset?
It's going to be close. It's going to be very tight. There might be a lot of cautions due to how these front leader cars could go into turn 1 compared to the people on a little bit fresher tires.
Because we know Blake has had a rough race. His car is very banged up and everything. But Brandon Bullock, this has a little bit of scrape here there. And then we got Dane Hagen, the driver not even in the playoffs. He can be a massive wrench to the system because he's on that inside line. He can start battling with Dan Gallant, not let him pass at all, and allow our 2 leaders to pull away like what was happening with Dan Gallant. Because remember when Dan, he was pulling away because 2nd and 3rd started fighting. 2nd and 3rd, or 3rd and 4th can start fighting right behind him.
Yeah, I do believe Brandon Bullock did have a little bit more of a faster pace than Blake Lothian. So it's going to be...
Well, lights are off the pace car. Dan Gallant out on that outside line. He's got Dane Hagen down low. Brandon Bullock of Bullock Solutions in the lead. Right next to Blake Lothian, who has had, well, down day. Very down day. This restart might get so interesting that, you know, well, this restart's already interesting. We got 3 drivers who gambled their way up there, and now they're in the lead of this race, and this is the first time that Dan Gallant has not led a lap.
Yeah, Dan Gallant's led almost every lap in this race. Except for when I think Lothian was leading.
Stage 2, Lothian start, but then he got that right back. But this is the first time that Dan Gallant is in the 2nd row. How does Dan handle a truck in traffic?
We're going to find out, that's for sure. And how much pressure it is to be leading the race this late into the race with someone who's been dominating the entire race right behind you. It's going to be a very interesting race from here on out.
We're pulling out the ticker for this. Actually, no, we aren't. We're pulling out the timing tower for this one.
I never see the ticker. Put the ticker on.
I want to see the ticker. Ticker has a bad
There
graphic.
you go. That's fine.
Green.
Oh, we're going back to green.
Brandon Bullock.
And Bullock is sleeping the grip. And we're going 3 wide immediately.
3 wide, looking 3-4 wide down the back.
Oh, it's someone beats our Scruggs.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Dustin Scruggs into the wall.
Who got the lead? Yeah, Zach Adams went low, got a little bit of a hook, and just around Scruggs goes. Rear end, front end into the wall. Not what you want at this point in the race and in the series.
Yeah, it was Zach Adams. The one on the bottom of where Scruggs just came across. Looks like the Roman Grosjean incident from Bahrain, but as we go back live, Dan Gallant's in 2nd place.
That is definitely going to make it way harder for Brandon Bullock to
And
pull
here's
it off.
this restart. Look at Dan Gallant on this restart. He timed that so well. Used the tires to his advantage, and then it's just a drag race.
And he went 3 wide. I couldn't tell you who made it into that corner first, but just a little bit of contact can just almost turn the track into an airport with how fast he was spitting.
It doesn't look like Dan Gallant should have got in 2nd place.
But that's the way iRacing called it. So.
You know, we got this unrealistic camera. Let's see who actually got it. Actually, no.
Ooh.
He did. He's ahead of Lothian, but not ahead of Bullock. That is a game of inches right there.
Very close call.
As we go.
Man, that That can determine a race right there.
Yeah, that's probably determined the race and everything. Dustin Scruggs and Zach Adams making contact with just a little bit laps left. I can't with the sticker. 9 laps to go. I tried. I
Also
couldn't.
can't do math. 9 to go.
It's just a caution, okay? I need a number. 9 to go. The field getting back up to the pace truck. Brandon Bullock leading. We're going to see on how this works out. You're here watching Racecraft TV. We'll be right back after a very short break. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description. Welcome back to Racecraft TV, and with 8 laps to go, almost got myself there. 8 laps to go. Brandon Bullock, Dan Gallant, your front row, and over the break, something happened.
Yeah, I monitor the race chatter as we commentate over this race, and Brandon Bullock, I believe it was Brandon Bullock, asked if we can dump bricks in Dan Gallant's car to make it more of a fair chance. So we might see Brandon Bullock trying to get an early restart off of this, trying to get every advantage he possibly can.
There's some games going to be played, but I gotta tell you, somebody who's going to be very effective in this game playing is going to be Blake Lavian. Now, if Brandon Bullock just does some massive game playing, he could get this restart, but Dan Gallant, we've seen him on top of everything. I don't think anything has gone wrong for Dan Gallant on restarts. We're going to find out right now. Our pace truck is pulling up. Blake Lavian is lining up in place. Brandon Bullock, green flag's out, gets a little bit up for Blake Lavian. They're going to get green with 7 laps to go. Here comes Dan Gallant on the outside. Brandon Bullock on the inside.
Brandon Bullock, he needs to go a little bit higher to get this better entry. He does not have the tire wear to make this corner work as Blake Lavian almost pushed 3 wide going into that corner.
Gallant round the outside.
Look at McKinnon.
Oh, McKinnon getting swung around the outside, twisted around, flipped over with Robert Richards, and thrown around in a washing machine. Dan Gallant leading this race. Caution comes out, and you can see what happened to McKinnon. A little bit of correction into Robert Richards. Robert Richards goes over, and McKinnon goes around for a spin cycle.
Man. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh, what? What was that?
The 22 just slapped the wall.
Ooh.
Jeff, you all right?
Jeff, I think you made it through
Whoa,
that a little bit.
he just wanted to avoid that and
Oh, he hit the. That's
the
right.
bump.
So there's big bumps in the apron coming out of 2 or 1. That's almost, you can almost jump your car.
He just hit, yeah.
He caught air coming off of there. I have a picture of me running an A fixed race in iRacing of my car about a foot off the ground trying to avoid a wreck. It was insane.
Well, our 7th caution of the night, and it seems that nobody wants to get past turn 1. But Dan Gallant's back into the lead. Green, white, checkered? Yeah, I think we're going to get green, white, checkered. Natural green, white, checkered on this. They're going to restart on lap 2, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be very close for these laps and what they come down to.
Well, you're watching the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here on Racecraft TV. We'll be right back. We're going to go green, white, checkered here at Pocono for round 2 of the first round of the playoff. Round of the playoff? Round 2 of the first round. First stage.
Whatever, you got it.
The Sweet 16 of the playoffs. All right, there it is. That's the out. That's the out. What? No, don't go into the pits. Someone's going into the pits. That would be Robert Richards. All right, we'll see you. We'll be right back. Coming back soon. Stay tuned. Don't change the dial. This is not a TV channel. Why not talk about dials? I'm going to hit the button.
Let's face it, to build a new website or redesign your existing site, you have 2 options. You can start by learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SEO, SQL, CMS, well, you get the idea. Or you can be smarter and look for someone who is a professional in web design like Sneed Competition Design. We are experienced in building quality websites for our clients. We always start with strategy and planning to build a clear vision about what you need. Your website will then be passed on to the design and development phase, where we will ensure that you get a fully responsive design that is easy to use regardless of any device using the latest tools in web development. Contact us today, and let's talk about accelerating your business to the next level by creating a complete online solution.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We're back here live with 4 laps to go. We're going to be a 3-lap race here at Pocono, here for the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
One more caution will bring out a green-white checker, that's for
I
sure.
hope another caution doesn't come out. But
We want to see some racing.
yeah, this is a racing channel. It's in our name, Racecraft, not Crashcraft.
Race crash.
No, not Race Crash. There's a C-R-A. Oh, there's a C-R-A.
There's a C crash too. NRA.
You know, we were joking that I failed English. I think we just proved that point again.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to stop here. Here we are. Dan Gallant now leading the field. Pace car's off. Dan Gallant already on the gas here.
He's
Who would
not
be the-
leaving anything to anyone. He's making this race for himself. He's led every lap 3 wide. In the background, Dane Hagen all the way in the back. Just those old tires not working as they all race into turn 1.
Yeah, side by side here. Blake Lothian struggling on the bottom, putting the 8 as well, pushing it 3 wide down this back. Well, is there a back straightaway here? Second straightaway.
Just
Very
straightaway.
tight racing.
Look at this fight for second. This is absolutely insane. Brandon Bullock's holding off, well, 20 cars behind him.
Oh man, very close, coming up to
Cinnamon!
the wall. Cinnamon not giving up on the top, looking to the bottom of Blake Lothian.
He's trying to get on the back of Adamson, but Lothian's got the
Adamson.
outside. Adamson gets a little bit loose. Does it come across? We are going to go green flag racing.
2 to go here.
3 wide.
I believe it's 2 to go here at the line. Or
2
what
to go.
was at the line. Very tight racing to get in this top 3 spot.
Bullock's left them. Bullock's in second place. He's going to try to chase down Gallant.
Oh, Stephen Thomas getting close. I don't know if Bullock has much on.
He's got a
Dane
lighter
Gallant.
car. He does have a lighter car, but it is 8/10 to the leaders as the fight for third is absolutely rabid between these drivers. Lothian on the outside. Adamson's on the inside. Tyler Dittmer stuck in between them. And he's looking for a little bit of you to give himself an extra squeeze up there. But
Oh.
Adamson, a little bit wide. Here comes Cinnamon. White flag is in the air.
The white flag comes out. This battle for second is getting even more wild up. 1 more to go. What will these drivers do, and to what
Gallant is
extent
putting
will
in the
they
fastest
go?
lap of the race
Look
all
at
by
Dittmer.
himself. Dittmer coming out of nowhere, picking his nose down the inside, going down low on Lothian, up into third.
Cinnamon now looking to the inside. Might have an opportunity to get him on the coming out of the corner.
It's a little bit held up right there. No holds barred. Someone's going to do something right here. Here comes Cinnamon looking down low.
Cinnamon looking low to get to the 4th spot. Get out of that 5th spot. Will it make it stick? Not on the bottom through turn 2.
Oh, big
Someone's in
shot to the wall to Thomas.
Looks like Lothian has a pretty breathable gap, but look at how far Cinnamon sent it.
Cinnamon's going a little bit too deep. He's going to hit the wall. He does it. It's going to be a drag race, but it's going to be Dan Gallant winning this race. Stage 1, Stage 2, pole, and fastest lap of the race. And didn't lead every lap of the race. He almost did. It is not a grand slam, but it is a dominating performance for the 89 of Dan Gallant.
Dominating is the least you can say for the performance that Dan Gallant has put on today.
As we look at our results, I'll let Peyton read those off as I try not to butcher anyone's names and miss English.
And first place, we have Dan Gallant, your winner. Congrats. But in second place, Brandon Bullock putting on a good performance. And for third, that battle that we saw through that last little 3-4 laps, Tyler Dittmer rounding out your top 3. Then Blake Lothian, Chris Cinnamon, Stephen Thomas, Mike Adamson, Jesse Schrage, Ben Ganoyski, and Jonathan Munda rounding out your top 10 there. Cody Knott, Jeff Sickles, Dane Hagen, Robert Richards, Michael McKinnon, Dustin Scruggs, Zach Adams, Stephen Gregory, Dale Adamson, And our bad luck to Bradley Wilson, Keith Bradley, Raul Meza, and Taylor Peacock, and Tyler Daniels rounding out the rest of your field there. Yeah, Bradley Wilson pulling off a top 20 out of that very bad luck on lap 1.
As Dan Gallant is burning it down on the front straight, which he can obviously afford to do because he pretty much owns this track right now.
Wow. What a race here at Pocono at the tricky triangle or tricky 200. Dan Gallant pulling off the
And
the win.
speaking of Dan Gallant, I believe we are going to be joined by Dan in about 3, 2. Well, I think he's looking for the Discord. He's looking for the Discord. Come on, Dan. Well, we are joined by Tyler Dittmer, so we're going to go 3, 2, 1. And speaking of the third place, well, it's actually the number 4 car. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Dittmer. Tyler, how was that race?
It was fun. Finally getting back on some good footing. Just kind of had some real shit luck last week. Chicagoland getting damaged, working all the way back up to 6 just to have the engine blow late. That really hurt. So it was nice to get a good run under our belts. Thought we might have had something for Dan there at the end, but we got stuck behind just the way pit stops cycled out. We got stuck in the back and just couldn't make our way forward.
Now, with those cautions coming out at the end, did that increase your confidence in trying to look for an even better finish, or did that just decrease all confidence and make you just not want to see the end of this race?
For this one, I would have preferred we run green after that one caution with like 14 to go. I thought I had the only car that could probably beat Gallant on a run longer than 5 laps, but I wasn't fast enough in the short run. I didn't have the top end speed, but I was the smooth, consistent driver out there, and it just never materialized the way I needed it to.
All right. Well, Tyler, you finished 3rd today. Pretty sure everybody over in Gore's having a good day right now as, well, you give them onto the podium. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, again, I want to thank Lizardworks Racing putting us all together, Mike McKinnon, Triple M Trucks for this entire series, all the guys we race with. I mean, it's a good group. I really enjoy racing here. Want to shout out to my brand new fiance. Just got engaged this past week, so that was pretty awesome. Yeah, she supports me in all this crazy stuff. So
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I just want to shout out to my family as well. But, yeah, thank you guys for all that you do, and hopefully I'll be back in here next week.
All right, we'll see you next week as Peyton is joined by Brandon Bullock.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing?
Good.
Man, what a race. Just, you got to walk me through, because looking behind you, just the scrambling over those last couple laps, did you enjoy that sight, or would you have rather had them behind you trying to push you to get to Dan?
Well, I kind of liked the fact that we had it locked in second and knew pretty well that, you know, with a second ahead of everybody else, we were at least getting second place out of that.
Yeah, man, those cautions seemed to mess you up a little bit. You had the lead for a little bit off of those the late race cautions with how you came out of the pit, how the pitting strategy worked out and all that. Did you want those cautions to come out? Did they boost your confidence at all, or did they just completely ruin those chances off of just the single caution?
I think the single caution really kind of costed the win. I think we were probably in a position to actually get a good W there, but it all depends on how everybody else's fuel would have ran too.
Man, you did great starts and very true with the fuel and everything. Good calls all night. You clearly put yourself in a really good finishing position. Sorry not to get the win, but before I let you go, is there anyone you want to thank?
Well, of course, Bullock Solutions, and then NASRA, Racecraft TV, Michael McKinnon. everybody that helps get this thing going.
All right. Well, back to you, Austin.
Yeah, I am standing by with the man named Dan. Dan the man. Dan Gallant. How was that race, man?
Dude, that was intense. 'Cause you want to hear something funny? I had no
Yeah.
sound. I did a Windows update last night and I had no sound. I was driving deaf.
What?
So it was a crazy, crazy race. I had to crank up my force feedback, and yeah, that's how we drove.
Well, I think you need to drive deaf a little bit more. You were pulling away from everybody else, and no one could catch you for the first two stages. The last stage, you did have a little bit of trouble with everybody else right behind you, but then the caution came out, and you were just on your own. Just nobody could catch you on that restart. How was that? How was that final stage going through your head without all the science and everything and numbers going through your head? Because you're practically a robot out there without the sound.
Right. So when we finished that the stage there and they were starting it, I immediately started clutching. I had to clutch. I tried to do the math in my head to see if I could come up and run the whole thing on the old tires and everything. And I think the math came out to be like 0.21 laps short. And so when that caution came out, which was, I'm not sure why we got the caution, but it was a
There was a
blessing.
car just breaking down on the access road, so you know, you got a NASCAR debris caution, I must say.
Oh, I got a debris caution. Amazing.
It
Yeah,
pretty
no,
much
it was
a
great though.
debris
This is
caution.
one of my favorite tracks. So, I mean, we've built a couple world record sets for here, and what else? A few other tracks on the schedule coming up. So I'm feeling pretty good about the rest of the way here.
Yeah, feeling pretty good indeed. You lock yourself into the next round of the playoffs. How are you feeling
Yeah,
about that?
buddy. Yo, that's amazing. The best part is I get to come and talk to you, Austin.
Hey,
That's the best part.
hey, that gives me a big smile right there. Well, before we let you go and go celebrate and get ready for the next rounds of the playoffs, anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my entire team at CGE. Uh, Without them, I mean, we just wouldn't be anywhere. I wouldn't have a truck. I wouldn't know what I'm doing half the time. Shenandoah Shine, always been a big supporter. Go check them out, shenandoahshine.co. They put out some quality clothing merch. Who else? Phantom, they've been great this season. Maconi Setup Shops, they've been working with us a little bit, and my entire Road to Pro team, man. We're killing it right now. We've got a couple of drivers in contention, so all the shout outs to them.
All right, well, congrats, man. You have yourself a good afternoon, a good night, really. And
Oh,
over to Peyton for some closing thoughts.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, great race and all together. That was definitely something that I enjoyed to be back with, and great racing here at Pocono. This is definitely something that I'm glad that I was to be a part of. I don't know, Austin, if you want to do
you
that.
certainly got a lot more rounds to go after this. Round 3 of the playoffs coming up next week, I believe, over at Phoenix. So we go from one triangle to another triangle. Just this next triangle is a little bit smaller. Thank you for watching Racecraft TV and the Triple M Pulling Truck Series here at Pocono. I've been joined by Peyton Hill. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.